right, welcome back. Here with Derrick. We're going to talk about UFC 290. How you doing today, Derrick?
I'm good, man. It's good to be back. We've had some life changes, and it's good. We are back.
Good to be back. Got a big card. I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be pretty good. International Fight Week. How you feeling about it?
I like it. It's a little disappointing. Some of these fights kind of fell through with the opponents. Bo Nickel and Jackie D. I don't want to butcher his name, but yeah. I mean, with Bo Nickel, I think he would have beat anybody that was put in front of him at the moment. And with Jackie D against Sean Brady, I mean, that was a super good fight I was looking forward to. But I think if he can get past, I think he's fighting some guy named Josiah. I don't know the last name, but I think he's fighting some dude named Josiah. But if he gets past him this weekend, they'll probably rebook that match. But yeah, I mean, overall though, I mean, they always put a good card together. It's cool to see Volk go from co-main to main in a year, and yeah, man, how you feel?
Yeah, I'm liking it. Wasn't Figueiredo supposed to be on this one too? I think it was him. I think it was him and Copp, and that one got pulled out too, which I was pissed about. But I was looking forward to that one.
That'd have been tight too.
I think it was on this card, but I know I think it was, and it got pulled. But hopefully, maybe they'll put it on that next one coming up, the Poirier one.
Yeah.
That would be nice. And then we got, unfortunately, one of the GOATs, Robbie Lawler, retiring. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, how'd I forget about that? That's I know it's sad. It's gonna be sad to see, but it's time. It's time for him to go.
Yeah. I mean, he's giving us a lot. Shout out to Robbie Lawler, guys.
Yeah.
Savage.
Yeah, this Robbie. Obviously, Rory McDonald's fight was, probably the most iconic fight. But go back and watch Robbie Lawler highlights. They probably have a clip from every single one of his fights.
Yeah.
There was no boring fight. I could remember that Robbie Lawler was in. So, yeah, thank you, Bob Lawler. We appreciate the career and Hall of Famer for sure. It's been. Dana said at the press conference today where, Robbie stayed in the UFC his whole career, or, since he got to the UFC, he stayed in the UFC. He's never, went on a streak and got cut or, jumped around for some more money. He's always been that company man. And, he has a cult-like following too, I think.
Yep. Guy's the man. So we got the first fight, Bo Nickel against Val Woodburn. Who you taking?
Sheesh. Yeah, man, I'm on the Bo Nickel hype, I guess, if you want to call it hype train. Like I said earlier, I think he would have beat anybody in front of him. I think because he was fighting Gore, right? Originally. I think Bo
Nickel. Tracian Gore, yep.
Which, that's not an easy task either for Bo Nick, if you're Bo Nickel and you're, getting introduced to these, UFC fighters. But I still think he would have got the dub. I do think he's going to get the dub here dominantly. The thing I don't want to see Bo Nickel do, though, is because I just listened to his podcast, too, with Brandon Moreno, which was pretty tight. But it is that I don't want to see him try to start boxing all crazy,
Yeah.
Stick to a guy here, which I think he's going to do. I'm not saying he's not going to do. I do think he's going to do that, but it's just don't fight that other fighter's fight because you want to prove some sort of point this weekend or anytime down the road, because it's only going to get tougher down the road. So you just got to stick to what you know, and I do think that will get to the promised land if he does stick to that. You know what I mean? I don't know if he'll become champion, but I do think he will be a contender for sure. But he's dominant and he needs to stick to that wrestling. But yeah, I'm gonna take Bo Nickel off the bat, the big favorite. So
yeah, I got him. He's at minus 2,800 right now. It's the biggest favorite in UFC history, which is so. Yeah. I think the biggest one ever is minus 2,500. Now he's at minus 2,800, so he's even getting higher. So Yeah, in that case, I'm going with Val Woodburn. No, I'm kidding. Bo Nickel, minus 2,800. I'm sure Val Woodburn's a good fighter, but you got 5-day notice against one of the best wrestlers in college history. I don't even know if it was 5 days. I don't even remember when it was happened, but it was within a week. And then another crazy thing, the under 1.5 rounds is minus 400, which is very hard to find. So they're basically saying there's no chance this goes to the second round, or it goes to the third round.
But how's is Bo Nickel gonna choke him out or submit him somehow?
I mean, to be honest, I don't even know anything about Val Woodburn, but I would think he's gonna choke him out, just like he's done to everyone else. He's probably gonna take him down. I mean, this dude's just a grappling savage. I mean, for everyone that trains with him and talks about him, like, he's legit. Just like, Kamzat. They're beasts on the ground.
Right. And something that's attracted me to Bo Nickel is that when he does his interviews, you could tell that he cares about like the legacy. It's not really the money or anything like the legacy, which I could get behind. You know what I mean? It's like, and he's also an American fighter, but it's kind of his morals and his beliefs seem to be very just wanting to be the best, and it sounds cliche, but we've seen it. Some of these guys get paid, and that drive kind of goes away, and or they get in a war and they're just never the same kind of person. So he's very calculated and smart, it seems like. So I'm excited to see where it takes him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. So the next fight we have Jalen Turner against Dan Hooker.
Yeah, man. This one is weird because every time I pick Dan Hooker, he loses. And every time I pick against him, he wins. But, I'm all for people changing their style, their look, their image, whatever, Some people get bored. Some people break up with their wives, their husbands, cut all their hair off, shit like that, right? So we see Dan Hooker getting all these tattoos, getting these, dyeing his hair and becoming this Dan Hooker 2.0, if you want to call it. I don't know what you would call it, but doing all that before going and fighting Jalen Turner, I don't think is the best thing. I would have just just stuck to training, film, all that stuff. Jalen Turner's young, hungry. Dan Hooker's good. Trains with one of the best teams, I think, in the world at the moment, with one of the best coaches. But, yeah, man, I'm going to go Jalen Turner here. I don't know if he's necessarily going to finish Dan Hooker, though, because Dan Hooker is a beast. But we'll see. I do think no matter where it goes, I think Jalen Turner will just be better. So I'm going to go with Jalen Turner tomorrow against Dan Hooker.
Yeah, I'm on Jalen Turner minus 285 as well. Basically just he's a bigger dude, 6'3" compared to 6 feet, 2-inch reach, like you said, younger, hungrier, lands more per minute than Hooker does. Jalen lands 5.6 per minute, Hooker 4.83. Jalen also absorbs less, 3.79. Hooker's at 4.61. So Hooker's almost getting hit as much as he hits. With the height and reach advantage, I like Turner to probably be looking better on the striking.
Yeah.
Last fight, I think Turner got robbed against Gamrot. I would say he got robbed. It seemed like most people thought that.
Yeah, that was. It
was a close one.
It was a close fight. Yeah,
it was a close.
I like both those guys, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah. No, I do too. I mean, it was a good fight. I'm not hating either way, but I think Turner won that fight, so he would have been on at least a 5-fight win streak at that point.
Right.
And
he's a
Hooker beat Puelles last fight, and Puelles was just sitting on the ground, not even engaging. So this is gonna be a different animal with Jalen Turner in front of him. He's not gonna be sitting there just inviting you down. He's gonna be trying to take you down, and it's gonna be a different fight.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I think Dan Hooker just fights on the same cards, as Izzy and it's just it's kind of like a package deal kind of thing. Yeah, no disrespect to Dan, but I just
Yep. That's how it goes usually. I mean, he is exciting though. I've never really seen a boring Dan Hooker fight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Who didn't someone like break his nose or something like that?
Hook,
Or did he break someone's nose?
I know Poirier made him go to the hospital. That was rough. He looked real bad after the
Yeah.
Poirier fight.
Who's the one who like folded him against the fence? Remember?
Chandler?
Oh, it might have been Michael Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler folded him bad.
Yeah, it's probably Michael Chandler. I think that's what I'm thinking. I think that's the fight I'm thinking
Yeah,
about.
one. Yeah, he got him good in that one.
Yeah.
So the next fight we got I'm actually the most excited about this one right here. We got Robert Whittaker against Dracus Duplessis.
You want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one.
Yeah.
I mean, on paper, I haven't heard anyone say that Duplessis is going to win. And honestly, I don't think so either. But this is the type of fight where if he did win, I'm not going to be shocked. Just because, Whittaker, I think I just saw it. Whittaker hasn't lost to anyone other than Adesanya since 2014. And I mean, Duplessis he's on a tear right now. But, he beat Perez, Giles, Brad Tavares, Darren Till, and Derek Brunson, who's probably going to retire soon. So Till and Brunson aren't Brunson's still technically in the UFC, but he's talking about retiring. So his last two opponents are either out of the UFC or about to be. Brad Tavares is good, scrappy guy, but I mean, he's nowhere close to Robert Whittaker. Giles, definitely not, and neither is Perez. So, I mean, Duplessis, yeah, he's looking good. He's messing people up. He hits hard. He hits extremely hard. But there's just, I don't know, when I watch him, he just looks awkward at times. He looks like he's gassed half the time, then he comes back. So I don't really know what to think about Duplessis yet. Wouldn't be shocked if, he straight knocks out Whittaker, but I'm not ready to take him. Not. So Drake is Duplessis. I got him around. No, sorry. We're going with Robert Whittaker minus 385.
Nice. Yeah, man, that's a good breakdown. I mean, I'll piggyback off what you were saying. DDP does look tired and fatigued once he gets into the deep of it. And when Whittaker, like you said, hasn't lost anybody but Izzy. We can't keep disrespecting Bobby Knuckles like this. Bobby Knuckles needs to be the favorite. And like you said, yeah, we don't see anybody choosing DDP as they shouldn't, But that's also scary because DDP is one fight away from facing Israel Adesanya in a championship fight. So it's a scary, it's a scary thing if you're Bobby Knuckles, and then it's a scary thing if you're DDP because you haven't faced anybody like Bobby Knuckles. So it's this fight is potentially going to be fight of the night. It's 3 rounds. It's going to be 3 quick rounds because it's going to be very an anticipated fight. There's a lot on the line, and I know a lot of people don't want to see Bobby or Robert versus Izzy, but it's like, where were those people when they were watching Izzy fight Alex for the fucking 3rd, 4th time?
Exactly.
So seeing Bobby and Izzy fight, okay, if we get the same results, Robert Whittaker never went anywhere.
Yeah.
He never went anywhere. He stayed at the top, and now he's earning his shot back there if he wins. And then if he loses, DDP gets in there. It's a clear title contender fight in my eyes. Yeah, you got Sean Strickland, who looked good last week after, getting poked in the eye. But yeah, man, I'm riding with Bobby Knuckles too here. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me when the fight got announced, and I think DDP just got surgery when the fight was announced, or right before it was announced. So, man, with surgery or not, I think Bobby Knuckles beats him, and yeah, man, I love Robert Whittaker. His style, he's so calm, cool, composed. But when he gets in that ring, he's like that jumpy dude, like a jumpy jackrabbit, bro. Just always on top of you, always. And yeah, man, DDP's gonna have some trouble, I think, this Saturday, and have a rude awakening. Brad Tavares, like you just said, Brad Tavares and all those guys that you listed are not Bobby Knuckles.
No. All those guys wouldn't even, except maybe Brunson. And when Till fought him, a few years ago, fought Whitaker. But other than that, none of those guys are even in position to fight Robert Whitaker.
Right.
So it's like he's not fighting guys that would even be able to fight Robert Whitaker right now.
Right.
So it's crazy to me to take the dog right here because say I took Duplessis, I think I'm getting good value. When the fight ends, I'll probably think I'm an idiot because I'll be like, why would I ever bet against Robert Whitaker?
Right. And like you said too, I mean, DDP could win. I mean, obviously any of these guys could win, but I don't want to talk like it's a clear shot, but I mean, come on now. Let's just look at it straight up. Bobby Knuckles is a dog, and I done. But, we'll find out this weekend. And either DDP's the real thing or Robert Whitaker is still that boogeyman. Is maybe Izzy's boogeyman now, new boogeyman again, coming back, trying to get that title back. So, and that's the thing too. There's a storyline there. Like people are hating on if Robert Whitaker wins and potentially gets the title fight against Izzy again. It's like, it's just another Alex and Izzy kind of story, in my opinion. Maybe not so deep, but come on now. Izzy took this belt from Robert. Now Robert's put in the work to get back to this point. How many years after? It's I don't know, man. Yeah, but I'm gonna go with Robert Whitaker too. I think we're 3 for 3 at the same fighters.
Yep, I'm all favorites so far. And another thing I think is interesting, I just looked at this. So Whitaker by knockout or TKO plus 110, Whitaker by decision plus 180, and the under 2.5 is juiced to minus 160. So odds makers seems like they're thinking, Robert Whitaker is going to sleep Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If
he's got better odds for a knockout than decision, and honestly, looking at this fight on paper, I would have thought Whitaker wins a decision.
That's what I'm saying. If I was going to bet right now the window, I would put Robert Whitaker by decision.
I think so too, but it's kind of crazy that he's at plus 110. I think this could be fireworks. I think Duplessis is going to come out real fast, and he'll probably gas at some point because I don't think Whitaker's. I've never seen him gas.
Right.
At least not that I remember. Not for years.
Yeah, no, that's another thing too. Like this 3-round fight is probably is going to be nothing for him at this, at this point. So,
no, and he's really hard to take down. So Duplessis probably not going to be that successful. Whitaker's takedown defense in the UFC is 84%. So I mean, the guy doesn't get taken down a lot. Yeah. He's a real thick base. I mean, the dude's big.
Yeah, he's tight, and I do think if he does get to see Izzy again, I do think he produces problems for him. It's just that, Izzy is so good where he kind of I think Robert kind of started to fight Izzy's fight, more in these last fights.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he has to get.
I honestly thought he might have won the second. That fight was really close. The fight was really close. That's why if I saw another one with them, I wouldn't care. If you got knocked out twice, I wouldn't want to see it.
Right.
But it was pretty close. That fight honestly sucked. I thought it was pretty boring. It was like a sparring match.
Yeah.
But I'd watch it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see though the battle of the South African against the New Zealander.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's wait, he's not Chinese.
According to Sean Strickland, he is.
No, yeah, it's that story's cool. I mean, DDP kind of is reaching with that.
It's just this other fight.
Yeah, he's kind of reaching with that, but as a hardcore fan, I would prefer Bobby Knuckles versus Izzy or Sean Strickland versus Izzy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no. I don't know. DDP just hasn't done enough for me. I think Izzy smacks him up, bro. I mean,
unless he goes out there and starches Robert Whitaker.
Yeah,
And the whole narrative changes. Then we're all looking for it.
yeah,
So.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, sleep Bobby Knuckles and we'll talk. But
Yeah.
uh,
Close decision win on Bobby Knuckles. I don't want to see it.
no,
No.
that's where you put someone like Sean Strickland in.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Strickland looked amazing. I mean, yeah, it was against an unranked guy, but he looked really good. And even though I think his style is horrible for someone, if he was to face someone like Izzy, uh, but then he also can take a punch too. So that's another thing too. He kind of just like walks straight after you. So if he could take Izzy's kicks and punches and shit like that, yeah, I think he could. He's a good fight for him. But if Izzy comes out like Izzy comes out, he's probably gonna sleep that fool.
Yeah. I'm just looking forward to the press conference if it happens.
How awkward how awkward John will be and stuff. Like
I'm looking forward to that more than the fight. So I'm down for that.
Crazy, yeah.
Next, we got Brandon Moreno against Alexander Pantoja. Who you liking that one?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm gonna go with Brandon Moreno. Um, I don't really pick against him. But the reason being I'm gonna pick him is he's just calm, cool, collected since the last times he has seen Pantoja. Pantoja's fucking a beast. He's gritty, he's tough, he's good on the ground, he's good on stand up. His stamina is okay. Where you have somebody like Moreno who's fought 5 rounds against Figgy, countless times, and and yeah, man. So I think it's just a whole complete different Brandon Moreno that Pantoja is going to come across. It's not going to be easy for Brandon, but I do think he's going to retain his belt and get the W on Saturday.
Yeah, what I think is crazy is he's already lost to him twice, but he's a -210 favorite. That to me screams Brandon Moreno's probably going to win this fight because I mean. Most people, if they're doing research, they want to bet the fight. They're going to say he already beat him twice. I'm taking Pantoja plus 175. I don't think they give out gifts that easily, though. I don't. And like you said, Moreno's completely different since then, on a complete tear. And Pantoja has only fought since 2021. I think August 2021. He fought Royval. Then he fought Perez last year. And Perez came into that fight looking not great. It was a very quick fight. Didn't even look prepared at all. So really only 2 fights since 2021 where Moreno, how many fights he has since 2021? At least. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's had 4 since then. So, I mean, it's, 2 more fights, but his fights were much more high level, 5-rounders, 3 of them were fights. So, yeah, I mean, actually, technically, they were all championship fights. One of them was the interim.
Yeah, because he faced Kai Kara, right?
Exactly. So.
Yeah. And another thing too is Saif Saud too training with Brandon Moreno. Or training with Moreno. Like Saif Saud, if he doesn't win Coach of the Year coming up here, I mean, the dude's fighters have been on a tear since last year. Yeah. No, I mean, right now, but Brandon and Saif Saud is just a scary combo. But yeah, man, this Brandon Moreno is he's fun to watch. He's exciting. He's comfortable, and yeah, man, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, so we're both on Moreno at -210. I like that, and the over/under on this one's over 3.5 is -175. So odds makers thinking this one will go deep, which is great, fine with me. I'd like a nice 4 or 5 round war.
Yeah, that'd be tight. I mean, Brandon could finish him though.
Oh yeah, I think either could finish either. So,
but I think Brandon's hands are.
Yeah, he's looking nice lately. It's hard to bet against him.
Yeah, it's really hard to bet against him. Main event time.
Oof. This should be. I hope this will be a good one. I think it will.
Yeah, you want to go first on this one?
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. we got Alexander Volkanovski against Yair Rodriguez, El Pantera. So, I mean, Yair's looking good lately. Completely dismantled Josh Emmett, beat Ortega, lost to Holloway, but he's been on a tear lately, and obviously Volkanovski's been on a tear. Probably got screwed in his last fight. Might have lost, but I mean it was razor close. So yeah, I mean this one I'm gonna have to go with Volkanovski. I just think if he gets down Yair, it's gonna probably be like Frankie Edgar against Yair, and that was ugly. But I mean the thing is man, Yair is so fast. You never know. I mean, Volk's got to lose eventually. I just don't know if it's the right night tonight or Saturday night.
Saturday. You locking in Volk?
Yeah, I mean I'm locking in Volk and I like a parlay with Whitaker and Volk this weekend. I think it's got a good chance to win. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. No parlay ever is, but it pays out around minus 167 odds for that. And I mean, I like that parlay, to be honest. I think Volk and Whitaker both take care of business. Like we said, Volk hasn't lost at 145, I don't think, ever in the UFC. And, Whitaker hasn't lost since 2014 to anyone but Adesanya. So just off those numbers, I'll lock that in too. But I'm taking Volk at minus 370.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. This one was tough because Yair, since he's been in the UFC, I think we probably have known each other longer than Yair has been in the UFC. And I remember we used to talk about Yair, Zabit, all these dudes. And I always said Yair was going to be champ one day. But bro, I don't think it's happening Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I mean,
it's sad to say. It's sad to say because Mexican fighter, you want to see him, do well, put on for a country, that's close to my family. But Volk is a fucking animal, bro, and he's personally one of my favorite fighters to watch. And just the dude is dedicated, dude. He's dedicated, and it really shows. I mean, we haven't seen people do certain things to Max the way he has done. I mean, one of their fights was pretty close, but he's just a beast, And so that and that's the size difference is big, yeah, or reach, but with Max against Volk, it's like, I think that I think it's kind of somewhat comparable, Yair is a little more sneakier than I think Max is, but yeah, bro, I'm gonna lock in Volk as well. I think we're 5 for 5, same fighters.
All favorites.
Yeah,
which does happen sometimes. So.
Yeah, it happens, and I think this might be the first one where you and I agree from top to bottom on the main card, which is cool. Is it kind of like a somewhat of a showcase card in a way, but yeah, man, the Volk and Yair though fight is going to, I mean, it's gotta be fucking good, bro. I don't see any of those guys getting knocked out. And another thing too is, if Islam would have dominated Volk, I don't necessarily think that it would have altered my pick here against Yair because it's a different weight class, of course. Mm-hmm. But the performance that Volk had kind of made me choose him tonight, or for Saturday night, like that. Like it was kind of like a catch-22 kind of thing. It's like but yeah, the way he performed is kind of what's making me pick him for Saturday. You do that against one of the best in the world. That's a class above you. I mean, come on, bro. The people on your tier should be nothing for you. And even some of the guys coming down the pipeline, Elliot Tapuria, all these guys, even Max again, if he can make it back. Like, I don't see any of these dudes beating Alex. I think Alex is going to retire with the belt one day, bro. He is 35 years old right now. Who knows what he plans to do? You know, he may go up again. He's talked about going up and fighting Islam and chasing Islam again. And, you know, but yeah, bro, I'm going to go with Alex for the main event. And I'll throw in a parlay there, too. I was thinking Jalen Turner. And then I was going to go with the over on the excuse me, I was going to go the under on Brandon Moreno. It's under 3.5, right?
Yeah, so, yeah, under 3.5, yeah.
Yeah. So I know you said the favorite was over, but I'm going to go Jalen Turner and then the under in the Brandon Moreno fight.
All right, let me see what that will pay out.
Let's put it
plus 217, so you double your money on that one. That's a pretty nice parlay.
Yeah, I think because this is the thing. Pantoja is gonna have to take Brandon down. He can knock him out. Yeah, but I think Pantoja's game plan is gonna get Brandon off the feet, get him up, get him to stop boxing and just fucking try to submit him some way. Yeah. Even hold his own on the ground. But it's an easier route, I think, for Pantoja to get the dub. And then Brandon, he's kind of like that counter dude. But I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a fast-paced fight right off the bat.
Yep.
And but we'll see.
Those 125ers, man, they start quick.
Yeah. We'll see. There's always a lot of finishes in the division, but you know what? I'm going to rock with it. I'm going to risk it a little bit. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, hey, it's not a bad bet. I mean, Pantoja already finished him, so even if he gets the finish, as long as it's under 3.5, you're still good. That's the nice thing about the under. You don't have to bet who it is as long as it goes under.
As long as it goes. Yeah, exactly. Let's hope it's Brandon, but yeah.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in.
You might be going to UFC Expo?
I might be there tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see. Might be at UFC Expo tomorrow. So maybe get some inside info on some fighters.
I think, yeah. That's what they want to come on here. John Anik and Kenny Florian are doing a live show at the UFC PI, I think.
Nice. I want to see the PI someday.
Yeah, I think it's on Monday and it's open to the public.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, bro. It'd be tight. I mean, John Anik's a fucking goat.
They're both cool.
Yeah, Kenny K-Flow is sick.
Yeah.
Sick, bro. Yeah, I love both of those dudes. Yeah, man, I'm excited. If you go, have fun.
Thank you. I'll send some pics.
Yeah, send pics. If you see, let's see who I got a crush on right now. Tabathia Ricci.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be there.
Oh, damn. Yeah, she's cute. Juliana Pena too. Shout out to her. She's a little cringe. She's the queen of cringe, but I don't mind being the king.
She might still be complaining that Amanda retired.
Oh yeah. Rent free, bro. Amanda's like had like who knows how many margaritas, and Juliana Pena's still talking about her. Like, but she's a retired fighter. She's
it's not like the second fight was close. So I mean,
bro, Amanda Nunes is the women's fighter of all time.
Yeah, it's not a question.
So yeah, Juliana Pena beat her.
Yeah,
she beat her. I'm gonna give you beat her. You got the dub over her. But I'm talking about Pierre Wise. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's like Matt Serra, complaining that he didn't get the trilogy with GSP. I mean, come
on. There's some things that just don't need to be said.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man, if you go, have fun. Aljo's there. Cejudo, Tito. That's gonna be fun, dude.
I might have to break up Cejudo and Aljo fighting.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know who's more cringe out of those guys, but yeah, it's gonna. I mean, good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Have fun. See ya.